Hello everyone, Auvbri here. Welcome back to another speed build here in The Sims 4. I'm back here in, what is it called? Mount Kobanubi or something like that from the Snorri Escape expansion pack. Today we're building an Asian monastery. We built this on a stream. It took 4 streams of almost 2 hours, I believe. The streams are on the channel if you want to get down into the gritty, because I had to do a lot of editing in this video to actually get it down to under 30 minutes. But there's a lot of editing going on, so if you want to watch the full build and how I do stuff and all that kind of nit and gritty things that I know a lot of people love, you can go watch the live streams. But here's the speed build version for you. So first off, in this monastery, I knew I wanted to have this grand big staircase. I don't know, but I always feel like when you watch builds like these Asian builds, that they have like this great big grand staircase, and I really wanted to use that. Also, just all the items that came with this expansion pack, like for example the rocks that we're using here was so good, but I also wanted the monastery to actually be in a bit of decay. So I tried to use a lot of the items from this expansion pack and kind of mix and match them with the different items from other packs as well, and I think the result in the end is really awesome. I cannot wait for you guys to see the end result in the video tour. I found these lanterns, and the reason I'm calling it Asian is because I don't want to step over anybody's feet when it comes to Asian culture. I love Asian culture. I think it's a very interesting culture. It's a beautiful culture, but I took both inspiration from some Japanese and some Chinese, mixed in with like the Western perception of what Asian is. And I really think that it just turned out really nice. So starting from the front entrance here, let me just get my mic a bit closer so I can actually sit here. Because it is a very long video, I'm just gonna lean back here and really dig into the video. I messed around a lot with the staircase. We're gonna call it a staircase from now on. I messed around a lot with the staircase in the beginning here because I honestly did not know what to do with it. You can put, what should we call it, wallpapers on it, which actually allows you to mimic most of what you can do with the foundations. But the problem with that is, I feel like, why is it not possible to just put wallpapers on it? So all of these are not foundations, they're platforms that I've just raised up and down, and I actually built on the highest possible, what you call setting, or highest possible thing that you can build on. I'm lost for words, I don't know what to call it, but I tried to make it as big as possible. I also wanted to, as I said before, have this grand staircase, so I knew that I needed to do something for it to actually work. One thing I struggled with a lot throughout the beginning of this build was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. So we put these lanterns all around the place. I wanted it to be a monastery kind of like in decay. So you can see I chose the rocks that had like all of this moss, and they look kind of old and dirty as well. I wanted it to be an old monastery that maybe is just now a tourist attraction that people can come and watch. I didn't actually do the interior because I didn't feel like I needed to. I felt like the build on its own stood very beautifully, and it was just fitting that it was only the exterior. So that's the decision that I made. You can of course always go in yourself and put in whatever you feel like should be in there, but I'm putting in a lot of plants here as well. So this is actually from the entire of the first live stream, where we just mess around with all of the items, trying to make things look beautiful and like kind of like blend in with the exterior of of the world around it. So we are building in this, I can never remember what it calls. Like sometimes the Sims world names are just so weird. So this is Mount um Kirobnobi or something like that. I can't remember. But I tried to blend it in with this world. I think it's a beautiful world. Also, the items that came with this pack are just gorgeous. Still, I will have to say that Eco Lifestyle is still my favorite expansion packs. Favorite of the expansion packs when it comes to the build buy mode, just in general, because I feel like the items that came with that pack was just right up my alley. Like, it was perfect. But yeah, it's just a lot of working around here. I tried to fit in as much as I could inside of this speed builds as possible, because again, when I'm doing live streams, it's very different from doing builds myself and then speeding them up. Live streams, how can we say this? They kind of demand a bit more attention when it comes to interacting with people. So there's sometimes where the camera is still because I'm reading comments, and I just don't have that when I'm building on my own. So that's one of the differences. I'm using this, I don't know what it's called. Like, it's a wall decoration, maybe like it's not a bookcase type of thing, but it's some sort of thing in between that. It's just a wall decoration that came with the expansion pack, and I used it to actually do the railing around the place because I thought that looked really cool. And it's just kind of like little things like that that makes me love The Sims so much, because you have all of these options of items that you can use. It's just a matter of how you use them. And the next speed build that's going up on the channel is actually a speed build consisting almost entirely of Journey to Batuu, so the Star Wars game pack items, because there has been a lot of controversy, especially in the Sims community, around that pack and how bad it is and stuff like that. And I actually like the pack a lot. So for me, I wanted to show you guys that you can make something truly special and beautiful with that pack. So that build is probably one of my favorite builds that I've done. I feel like this one and the next one to come are just beyond what I've ever done before. Like, I have created some, in my own opinion, really beautiful builds, but I don't know, after coming back to YouTube, I feel like I have this newfound energy and inspiration that I want to do. So I just have all of these builds that I want to test out and see if I can push the limits of the game. For example, with this one and also the other one as well. So I'm super excited for you guys to see that version of the builds. It's going to be really awesome. But here we're just filling in the space in between the staircase and the main part of the build, which is actually raised up, because I wanted the main part of the build to look like it was kind of tucked on top of a lot of rock, kind of like mountain-ish. So I used a lot of these rocks from the expansion pack, Snowy Escape, and kind of layered them up top of each other, scaled them up, scaled them down, moved them around, all of that good stuff. And then we're gonna throw in some, what is it called, trees as well, just to kind of, blend it in some more so you can't really see the ground as well. I just think it turned out really good. Like, also these tall rocks, the way that they can climb up the side of the build on the wall is just really good. I love the way that this turned out, and it really looks ancient. To me, it looks like it's like in an ancient, abandoned, but tried to be preserved build by maybe like in like the government or something like that. I think that's really cool. I'm overall really satisfied with the way that this build turned out. I hope you guys are too, because it took so long. but yeah, just moving some stuff around. And I think that we're gonna do it on the other side as well. You might be wondering, hey, Auvbri, there's something off the screen missing. Yes, there is. It's because my computer actually recorded from the live stream in a different format. So it's two formats pushed together to one. The other one is going to be better, I promise. I think it's just in a little bit, but there's nothing really much that you are not seeing. I mean, you can see almost everything. It's only like a centimeter in each on the left side and on the bottom side, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. But we're working on the roof here. The roof was actually the thing that caused me the most trouble in this build, believe it or not. It was very difficult to do the roof because you have this idea of what you want the roofing to be like, especially when you see ancient builds and monasteries and stuff like that. And I just could not get it to do that. Like, I really tried, but it just did not want to cooperate. So I ended up doing my own version of some Asian styled roofings. They're not totally Asian, I will say that, but they're definitely inspired by it. And that's why I said in the beginning of the video as well that for me, this is not 100% true to Asian culture. It's inspired by it. So I'm not saying that this is Asian or something like that. I'm just saying that I was inspired by it, and I think that it turned out really nice in the end. So we have like this tower to the left here of the build, on the right where we are now, where I'm just pulling out a lot of items that I wanted to use in the build, or maybe I could find some use for. I don't know. You know, it's really good to just pull out items that you feel like you might be able to use. But the tower on the right, I felt like that could kind of be like a training ground platform dojo type of thing. Whereas on the right side, we have like this nice meditation garden. Because in my head, this monastery was kind of like a place for both warriors and monks, if that makes sense. At least that's what I had in my head, but you know, you never know. Working on the roof here. Now, again, as I said before, this is actually the thing that caused me the most trouble. I love the color scheme that we've chosen. I love that it's gold, green, and browns with wooden textures, but goddamn, this, like, it was so difficult to place these items on the roof because they're floating in air, and as soon as they snap to the roof or try to snap to, you know, a surface that it thinks it can snap to, even though it's not possible because of moved objects, but then it snaps back, and oh god, that was just so annoying. Like, I spent so much time, especially people on the stream saw me spend a lot of time on this. It was just so annoying, but it was totally worth it in the end. But there was some roof surfaces that I could not do it on. Like, I tried so much to actually get them to snap to the roof. Nothing. Like, it did not work. There was this one item, you can see it here. I think it looked very Asian inspired. It kind of like looks like a dragon tiger type of thing. I wanted to use that, but there was books underneath it. So we actually tried to hide those books with some plants here and make it look a bit more abandoned than it usually would. And I actually found another use for some batu items here. You can see kind of like this rounded, I don't want to say window, but it's definitely that type of thing. So yeah, overall, I really love that that pack, Journey to Batu. I think it's a very good pack, especially maybe not so much gameplay wise, but again, I'm not really the gameplay kind of person. I'm more of a builder, so stuff and item wise, it's very good. Like I really enjoy it. I wanted to have this little lookout over here because I didn't want each side to feel too much like each other. So actually, I built my own little watchtower, watch lookout type of thing here. I think it turned out really good. Wanted to do something different and still try to blend it into the area. So I chose, again, I used a lot of items from both the Island Living and also, what is it called? The Jungle Adventures expansion pack as well, because those items that was in that pack as well, some of them was kind of Mayan Incan inspired, but some of them could actually be used for this purpose, like the tiger things that we have on each corner of the lookout there. The dragon that you see in the middle here, I'm gonna remove that real quick. But again, not all of the roofing pieces have these kind of, what you would call it, golden edges, because it was just too difficult to put in, and the game did not want to corroborate. So I made an executive decision in the end. I also wanted to have some greenery up here in the garden area, so we're gonna build like a little Asian garden area, you know, with the sand and just like a nice little walk through, something relaxing. I thought that was really nice. These plants here, I really love those. I don't know why I've never seen those before. I think I have, but then again, you forget, a lot of times you forget all of the items that is actually hidden inside of debug mode and live edit as well. When they released that, there was just so many new items that you wanted to build with. And I do use a lot of debug items in this build as well. But I think it's worth it. I think everything just turned out really good in the end. I know I keep like complimenting myself in the build, but I honestly think this is probably my top 10 favorite builds that I've ever done. That's a bold statement, I know, but I'm really proud of this one, so I hope you guys like it too. You can kind of see everything starting to take shape, so we're starting to put in the windows now. I used the window from the expansion packs. I also used the doors that looks like the windows, so that is so cool. I kind of want to build a traditional kind of like Asian house with this. Kind of like the thing that you see from, what the heck is that movie? The movie with the X-Men movie with Hugh Jackman, where he's Wolverine and he's like in I can't remember, in Japan or something like that. There's this house that's really cool looking, but it has like this garden in the middle and then there's like a U shape around that. That would be so cool. Definitely gonna think about that. Did I just set myself up for a new speed build? I think I did. Yeah, we're putting some more what is it called, decorations on the roofs. Remember guys, also, I'm just gonna plug my own channel here because it's my channel and I decide. Remember to go over to my second channel, A Game, and follow me over there. All the games that I usually would stream here that is not The Sims related is going to be over there. So I stream once a week on this channel, once a week on the other channel. If you love to see me scared in horror games and stuff like that. Oh god. Yeah. Like, I'm streaming Alien Isolation right now because I lost a bet to my boyfriend and I had to stream that game, which is scaring the bejesus out of me, to say it in a nice way. So if you love to watch me get scared, watch me play other games, like I have Horizon Zero Dawn uploaded to the channel right now. I'm currently working on getting the first game Tomb Raider out on that channel, so we can upload the Rise of the Tomb Raider as well episodes. I'm also playing Stardew Valley. I want to play a lot of different games, so if you love that, go over to A Game. It's GAYME, so A game. You can find the link on my channel here. So if you just go to the front page of Auvbri here, you should be able to find it on the right side of it as one of the recommended channels. Help me out, go subscribe to the channel. Really would help me out a great big deal. Here you can see me struggling with these because they snap to the side of the walls, which is super annoying because it is a wall decoration. It's not meant for this. So I definitely had to cheat the game. But when I got further up, I couldn't actually get them to snap to the roof. So I just decided, you know what, we're just going to have them on the lower roofs and take it from there. And again, I feel like a lot of work had to go into the build itself, not so much maybe the surrounding areas, but also the build itself, because the building had to look Asian. You had to be convinced that it was Asian inspired. So I used a lot of time on the roofing, decorations, on the general vibe of the build as well. I wanted it to feel really Asian inspired. So I also, of course, took some creative liberties as well, as you can see here, with some different spheres and stuff like that. But again, that's what I love about The Sims. It is all about creative liberties, and I wanted to just have fun with it. So we're only missing 2 things now from the build to be done. The one thing is on this side. I wanted to have a little nice green area as well. And on the other side here, where we have the relaxation garden, I just started to put in a lot of items, you know, a lot of greenery. And I wanted to have, like I said before, this nice sand garden. So first off, I just had to determine how big I wanted it, and then take it from there. I do believe that I put in a little border around it. I feel like I do that, but I can't honestly remember. That's the problem when you're building so many builds on top of each other. You have no idea what the heck you're you're currently working on. There was this nice little bridge here. I just love that, and we have all of these stand items. Oh my god, I thought it was just so cool. All of these items that I really wanted to use, I chucked them in there and tried to make it work. We have the little, you know, the little bridge here and another one there. I don't think your sim can actually walk on them because I scaled them down, but it looks super nice. Yeah, there goes in the border. I tried to blend everything in so it just fit together. And I do believe there's going to be a tree here. Yeah, of course, a little pathway as well. I think it looks nice. And the tree. And I think that's kind of it. It looks really good at nighttime as well. I didn't actually show the nighttime half of it in the video tour, but you guys can check it out for yourself. It is, of course, up on the gallery right now if you want to play around with this build. You can, of course, as I said in the beginning as well, use the inside. The inside is fully functional. I mean, your sim can go up all of the stairs. I've tested everything, so it is functional. I just did not build anything inside of the build because, again, it's already such a big build and I didn't think that it needed it inside. On the other side here, opposite the sand garden, I wanted to have like a memorial type of thing. So there was all of these tombstones, Asian inspired, of course, and I wanted to have something, you know, a memorial for them. So I put those in. I think it looks really nice. We're gonna put in some plants as well, but maybe that would be the fallen warriors. Who knows? I don't know, but I just thought it was a nice idea to have, you know, kind of like this little memorial as well. I tried to play around with some different, you know, items, but eventually we just ended up, you know, with some nice simple stuff. And then, of course, some mood lighting around the place to make it look really good in the nighttime. And I also put light inside of the build, so it would look nice from the inside, because when the light actually goes through these paper paper doors and windows. It looks really cool. So that's what we did. Here we have the build, guys, in its flesh. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can get it on the gallery right now. Just search my origin ID, Auvbri, and you should be able to find every single thing that I have done, including this one. And remember to subscribe to A Game. Go over to that channel and show it some love. Let's see if we can make it grow as big as this one. That would be really awesome. I really need you guys' support right now. And subscribe and like this video. Tell me what you think about the build in the comment section down below, and share it with people if you like it and you want to spread the word. Help me spread the word about the channel, guys, because you guys are the best at doing that. Other than that, I don't actually have anything else to say, so I hope you guys enjoyed the build, enjoy the rest of the video tour, and just have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. Bye, guys.